Hi everyone, and welcome to day 22. We are going to be doing wood burning onto a coaster. I do have 4 here. These are untreated coasters that I purchased from, I think it was from Bunnings. I'm not 100% sure. Might have even been Kmart, so don't quote me on it. So these are actually untreated, and we have our wood burning tool here, and its little stand that it come with, and also the different types of heads in here. There are a couple of bevel edge ones that you can actually write with and make lines with, and there is one that is a cross, and then I have these 2 here. One is a star-like one, and the other one is like a bullseye. Now I'm not really sure on which one I'm going to use. I'm thinking of going with one that looks like a bullseye. If you can see that, there is my phone going to focus on it. There we go. Okay, so I'll put this other one away so I don't misplace it. Now this is going to be very, very hot, and some people will say, you're crazy not wearing gloves. It's actually a good idea probably to wear heat resistant gloves. It is not plugged in yet. I will plug it in after I actually turn his head into here, screwing in like so. Now I'm only doing it finger tight. I'm not getting a spanner and doing anything like that. So we'll be working from this point backwards with our hand. We're not to touch any of this here. Once I plug this in, and it will become very, very hot, and then once it's heated up enough, we will go from there. And there's no light to say when it's hot enough, but it won't take very long to heat up anyways. So I'm going to be doing, okay, I have it plugged in now, so I'm not going to touch from here up with my bare hands. We're not going to do that. So I'm just going to let it sit there for a couple of minutes for it to heat up. Another thing that you can use wood burning tools for, you can use it for plaques, you can use it for wooden name tags, you can use it for making wooden art, you can use it for a plethora of items. You could even do it for making happy birthday signs to go on cake, as a cake topper, to go on top of cake. You could use it to make wooden tags to go on to, say, your child's school port, or if you play a sport, you can put that onto your bag, and so it's tagged, and if you have bags like the others that are out there. Okay, it's starting to heat up. I can smell a little bit. So when it heats up a little bit more, we'll take it and we'll stamp it into this block. I might turn it over this side actually. And we go like this. Just letting it heat up more. I'm not touching it, I've just got my hand above it. It's still heating up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stamp around the edge. And then we might measure in and do another circle around there, and then one in the middle. Okay, so this should be just about ready now. And what I'll do is I'll just test it on the underside here, because this is going to be actually facing down, and I can feel a lot of heat rising up, so it should be right to go. Probably best to have a piece of tester wood. And I obviously held that on there for too long. It was for 10 seconds then. Okay, so we'll hold it on for we'll just go 5 seconds. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this around and just leave. We might use what can we use as a guide. The tip of my palette knife. Okay. And you can see that's getting very hot now, so I won't need to leave it as long. Definitely don't need to leave it as long. Oop. So you can see there I didn't put enough pressure down on this side. This side I left it for too long. So you're only needing a couple of seconds once the tool's heated right up. This reminds me of my days as a child on our cattle station where we used to do the branding and that, except for it's wood and not hide. That one I left a little bit long. And as you can see here, we've got a different shade of the wood. So what's going to happen is we're not going to put our finger on that palette knife either because that's going to be extremely hot. It's heated up the palette knife a little bit because you can see the markings there. That was a little bit too long as well. The wood's not bad. I can actually touch it. Please make sure if you're doing this with children that they are well and truly supervised by an adult. Because you don't want any accidents happening. So you don't need to leave it on a long time. If you're someone who does have breathing problems, make sure you wear an aspirator. So I'm just going around and you can see it's done quite quickly. I left that on a little bit too long. The only thing with this is if you do make a mistake, it's there, unless you want to straight that's a little bit, sanding it back and things like that. You could also possibly sand back some of the darker edges just to make it a little bit lighter if you're wanting a lighter look on it. And I'm yet to explore using a stencil on here, and I'm thinking that's probably best if I use the stencil and I turn around and put the stencil down, trace around it with a lead pencil. I'll move that a little bit then. And I'm just going to center, because this is like that, I'm just going to center as best as I can. Let me bring that around in front of me. Okay, so there we have it. There's one round, and I'll just place this up here for now. like so. Okay, so that's, well, you could leave it like that if you wanted to, but what I was suggesting is that we do in here, I'm not going to use plastic or wooden ruler, I'm going to use my trusty metal ruler. And what we'll do is we'll come in halfway, we'll come down a couple of millimeters. That was a little bit dark that time. It's a little bit high. I'm trying to keep the same distance between each of them, and I haven't really done a really good job with that, so it's probably best just to mark out your circular areas where you wish to actually do your wood burning on. This is just a tester for me. Like I said, I've used a soldering iron before to do some wood burning. It's a bit high. That was much better. That's how it should have been all the way around. With this one just here. But we learn by trial and error, and I'm learning with this tool. So once I've completed this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the wood burning tool, and then excuse me, and then I'm going to be taking it out and sitting it outside on a brick so it can cool down. That way I'm not going to be burnt, it's not going to catch anything of light here inside. So we've done that pretty quickly. Just going to bring this down a little bit more. Just be mindful to keep your fingers away from where you're using the wood burning tool. Okay, so we've got that done there now. These ones that were a little bit higher on this side, you can see that it's uneven. But for first go, I don't think I've done too bad. And do I want to put one in the middle? No, I don't. I want to leave it like that. So what I'll do is I'll give that, once it's cooled, I'll give it a light sand back, or I might just leave it as it is, and then I will turn around and put a clear varnish over it, and then it'll be ready to use as a coaster. Usually I put little feet on the bottom, or I put a felt on the bottom, but since it's so thick and sturdy, I'm just going to leave it like that, and that's how it'll be. So thank you very much for watching my day 22 of our wood burning coasters. I will complete these others at a later time, and I'll get back to you with day 23. Stay safe, take care, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye now.